Afternoon, this is Chris with Yellow Rock Farms and Sustainable Meats. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the feed we feed our beefs to finish them. But our steers eat free choice grass their entire time, whether that be hay or haylage in the wintertime or pasture in the summer. And then for the last 90 days or so, we give them a little bit of corn that we grow ourselves. It's stored in these bins that's behind me. We don't grow that much corn because we don't feed that much corn. But the bowl of ice cream thing, I explain it like this. So let's say that you eat everything that you're supposed to eat throughout the day, all your meat and veggies and all that sort of thing. And then you start having a bowl of ice cream at night, just a bowl of ice cream. So what's going to happen? So you're going to put on a little bit of weight, right? Well, steers are the same way. And so we give them corn that's analogous to a bowl of ice cream. Now, the flip side of that is, what happens if you just eat ice cream? Well, you're going to have a bellyache for sure, right? And you're going to be unhealthy. Well, same thing with cattle. If all they ate was corn, they're not meant to process just corn. They need roughage in their diet. And so we don't feed them a lot. What we feed them ends up being just a percent or two of their total intake, daily intake, so not much at all. And so how we do that, I wanted to talk a little bit today. Like I said, behind me, 2 storage bins we put corn in, and then that corn is stored as whole kernels in there, and then we have what's called a roller mill in here. I'll show you here in a minute. And that's, as we knead the corn, we take it through the roller mill and we crack it, and then that cracked corn is what we feed our cattle. And so it looks like this cracked corn. See, it's not cornmeal, it's not dusty. The corn is just cracked a little bit so the cattle can digest it. And so we store that corn in a buggy, because we only grind so much at a time, about a week's worth or 2. Because if you grind more than that, once the corn kernel's cracked, it can deteriorate pretty easily. It's harder to store. So we just crack it as we need it. Back here you can see that's called a TMR mixer. That's what we feed our calves in the winter, with in the wintertime. TMR stands for total mixed ration, but that's another video for another day. Here's a roller mill, and it's rather small, runs on electricity. Corn comes in, I don't know if you can see or not. These pipes, there's an auger system that brings the corn in from the bins. It comes down, drops into the roller mill, drops down onto the conveyor, and then up the conveyor into the buggy we saw earlier. So that's how it works.